All right. How many times have you heard this before? Your child is so beautiful, they should be in commercials. Or maybe you yourself, you've had this inner desire to be on TV. Well, there's good news and there's bad news. First, the bad news. There are a lot of scams out there trying to get your money with the promise of stardom. The good news is we have an expert with us to tell you how you can be a star and how to go about it. I want you to meet Misty Wagner. She is a talent agent at Dani's Talent Agency with some solid advice. Welcome, first of all, Misty.
Thank you.
So tell us, what is a bona fide talent agent?
A SAG-AFTRA agency that actually is licensed and bonded and doesn't sell pictures and classes is really what you want to look for. Using the internet to go ahead and do a search on a company's name is also something I recommend.
Yes, doing your research. Let's talk about these commercials that we hear. You know, oh, come and meet all of these Hollywood casting directors. Bring your kids. You know, bring yourself. And you know, they've gathered in a hotel room. Is that?
Anybody that's coming into a hotel room, I always worry about, especially if you're going to spend any money, because you don't know if you're ever going to see that person again. So I really recommend looking at local companies, looking on the line to see who's doing acting classes, who's offering photographers. Different opportunities to go ahead and build up a resume is what you need to do first before you go out and get an agent. So going straight to a company that's going to recommend other agents in New York or California isn't always the best option. Trying to start local is the best way to go.
Yeah, because there's work here in Arizona.
There's a lot of work here in Arizona to get, and there's also work in other markets as well, so Arizona isn't limited to Arizona.
Right. All right, let's talk about babies and kids, because that seems to be one of the bigger scams out there, where people are trying to, you know, sell them, you know, thousands of dollars on photographs. Do they need photographs?
No, that actually breaks my heart more than anything, because children under the age of 5 do not need professional headshots. Simple snapshots from around the house are really what's recommended. Ultimately, what you need to do is get photos when they're about 5 and 6, and that's something an agency would recommend if the child's ready. But to push headshots for a child under the age of 5 is ridiculous, because they need to update them every year.
Right.
And some of these companies charge like $700 or more, and really most photographers only charge around $200. So you've got to look and see what the prices are. If it's a package deal, most photographers are between $200 and $300. Some of the acting coaches in town charge between $100 to $300. So when you hear a $700 package or $1,000 or $2,000 or $5,000 package, you really should do some more research.
Yeah, absolutely. And you said you even recommend, if you're interested, you can even take acting classes at like the local theater company. Yeah, they're inexpensive.
Community Parks and Rec. I mean, there's a number of options to go ahead and get started to build up a resume, starting with theater, local training, and then you move forward to get an agent. But you don't just go get an agent before you're ready. So you need to do your homework. Just see, because you heard an ad or your child heard an ad and they want you to do it, that sets you up for getting in a position where they're giving you a pitch now, and maybe your kid's with you, and now they're like, Mommy, please.
Oh, yeah.
And now you have all this pressure on you.
You're sucked in.
And yeah, now you feel like this guilty parent because you're not doing this for your child. In reality, you need to step back. You need to do your research before you get your child involved in anything.
Absolutely, because when they join an agency, what should they be prepared for?
Well, you're going to have auditions that you're going to need to go out on. So typically they are between 3 and 5 after school, so you don't have to worry about that being an issue. But for jobs, it is an 8 to 9 hour day on average, so you do need to take them out of school. And we look for children who are good in school. I mean, we want them to have this not to be a negative effect on them. So this should be a positive thing, and if they want to have it, they need to have good grades.
Well, let's talk about some success stories. One of the gentlemen you have at the agency there, we have some photos of him. He's actually, this is him right here.
Yes, we're so proud of Derek. We had the opportunity to put him on tape for Two Guns, which was shooting in New Mexico and Louisiana. And what happened was, it was going on our office. We put him on tape for a smaller role, and the director liked him so much he actually booked him for an upgraded role. Yeah. They looked at his demo reel. They never did another audition. So these kind of opportunities, they happen. They do come up in Arizona. It's one of those things where people think, oh, it's Arizona. Is there even a market? Are there agents? Are there casting directors? And there are a number of casting directors and agents out here, but you need to go and find the right resources and the right people. So looking for a SAG-AFTRA agency and actually getting in contact with them to see who they recommend is also good.
Wow, and look at him. Here he is. He's got his a nice start to a great resume.
Yes, he worked 6 weeks on that project, back and forth in Louisiana and New Mexico. So he's all through the movie. We saw it. We went to the premiere with him. We were excited.
How exciting. I don't know if you guys can come in and just take, because one of the other things I want to point out is that, yes, of course, being adorable helps, but you also look at, you know, moms, character actors, people of all different ages, all different ethnicities.
Actually, husband and wife is the #1 call. I mean, if you look at mainstream advertising, that's who they're advertising to, is moms and dads. So we need those family scenarios with the husband and wife and the kids and the grandparents and the aunts and the uncles. So it doesn't matter what ethnic background you are, what age, what size, really they want a variety. So it's important that you want to do it for the right reasons and you enjoy it, and then you take the steps to get prepared so you can go out and book those jobs. So training is important.
And know what you're getting into. And if somebody asks you for money up front, you said most agents now are asking for an upfront marketing fee, but it's minimal.
It's minimal. It's a small fee. Most of them are around $100. It's nothing in the thousands or hundreds. And you see where your money is going. So whenever you, again, you get an estimate, you know, package deal, figure out where the money is going in that. I mean, if there's like $500 sort of missing there, then that's because there's somebody there, a middleman, getting that package deal and getting a piece of that pie. So you want to just go with an agency that has a small minimum fee for a marketing fee, and then hopefully from there you should be able to go to whatever photographer and whatever training you want, not them. If they're in control of the whole situation, that's when you kind of got to be a little bit suspicious.
All right. Well, the good news is there's a ton of work out there, and there's lots of bona fide agencies to go to, and now you've been educated. So thank you so much, Misty. We really appreciate it. We have all of the information on Dani's agency on our website, susansonorliving.com.